Okay. It's been 24 hours. I've had time to digest what happened yesterday. Um, I got a couple takeaways after, trying to not be as emotional as I was yesterday. But first, let's talk Cam Scatterville. Scatterville, we are devastated by that injury for you. We are wishing you the speediest of recoveries, full recovery. Um, Hate what happened to you. If you, look at the replay, it looks like that the hit that you took should have been a penalty. Looks like it was definitely an illegal hit, but we'll get to the officiating in a second here. But just wishing you the best. We will miss your energy on the field. We know you'll be. We anticipate you'll be on the sidelines bringing that energy, but we'll miss it on the field for sure. You know, let's get to the officiating real quick. I don't know. I don't know who's being paid. I know something's going on. You can't tell me that you know that Jalen Hurts didn't fumble. That ball wasn't taken away on that tush push. I mean, you got guys who are running and they're running into the end zone and they're being pushed by their teammates 5 yards out of the end zone and getting into the end zone, and they don't say forward progress has been stopped or anything. So, but all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts is running and is going. He didn't even stop moving, still going, extending the ball, and they call forward progress has been stopped, and it wasn't a fumble. We all know that was bullshit. It was a fumble. The offsides penalty on Kayvon Thibodeaux. Look at the replay. You saw the Philadelphia Eagles player move. You saw him move. So, you saw him move. Everybody saw him move. Let's the push in the back on Wandell, the graze in the back. You're kidding, right? You're kidding. And then, of course, the next play after that is when I think it was Scatterville gets hurt on the next play. So that probably doesn't happen if not to say that the penalty had any impact on that play, but it didn't. But still, I mean, offensive pass interference on Slayton. We all know that was bullshit. We all know that was bullshit. We didn't lose the game because of officiating. However, especially the turnover, the fumble by Jalen Hurts, the score was 7-7. 7-7. You give us that ball, if we go down, score, that could change the complexity of the whole game. You never know. So, yes, you can't say that we didn't lose because of the officiating. However, that had a huge impact in the game. And look, team scored 33 points in one quarter on us last week, right? Not to say we would have won. We wouldn't have. I'm sure we wouldn't have. But you never know. So you call back, Darius Slayton's his touchdown. You never know what could happen. Fumble could happen on the next play by the Eagles. Interception. You never know. You never know. So while you don't say that we lost the game because of officiating, which we didn't, but yeah, you can say it definitely had an impact, especially that damn fumble by Jalen Hurts. Wide receivers, Theo Johnson. I know we don't have anyone to throw to. I think Kafka could still do a better job of disseminating or distributing the ball. But Theo Johnson, man, you can't let that ball go through your hands like that. You just can't. That's what that's too huge of a miss. I mean, that was too huge. Can't do it. But let's get to our defense. We all know. Look, Shane Bowen, he's got to go. We know that. Everyone knows it. He's got to go. He should be gone already. He's the worst defensive coordinator. I can't stand his soft ass defense that he calls. Um, I don't think the players. I don't think they believe in him. I don't think. Uh, so they just. But having said that, you know what? Regardless of what the call is, defense, you guys, that's what you get paid to do. 2nd and 31. 2nd and 31. I don't care what the call is. None of the fans, nobody cares what the call is, what the defensive call is. You cannot give up 34 yards to the backup running back. You know, if it was Saquon, I guess you get away with the fact that it's Saquon, right? But Bigsby was the backup running back. You gave up 34 yards. Not only is he gave up 34 yards, you gave him over 100. 200-yard rushes in this game. I mean, you know, they talk about the 50-50 balls. Come on, at the end, you know, you're there, the ball's in front of you. You bat the ball away. You can't let them score a touchdown there. It really should have been intercepted. His name's escaping me. Last name Black. His name is escaping me. He came off the practice squad from the Jets. Forgive me for not remembering his first name. You know, I don't know. It's another season where we are done. We're done before Halloween. We're done before Halloween. I will say I don't feel like I've felt the other seasons. There's a little bit more hope, I guess, because you know, it's nice seeing Jackson Dart. Gotta love Jackson Dart. Gotta love the things he says. Gotta love the fire behind him, the fire that he has. You know, I'll continue to give props to the offensive line. You know, could they be a little better? Yes. Are they helped by Jackson Dart's athleticism? Absolutely, 100%. But even when he's in the pocket, there's still some time. There's still time for him to make some throws. Mike Kafka, let me just say, you know, we had third down opportunity in the game. You know they're bringing the rush. No, it was fourth down. You know they're bringing the heat. You know what? Offensive coordinator, you know the heat's coming. Call a play to get rid of that ball quickly. You know, it's called a slant route. Use it. Utilize it. It's a good thing. But, you know, I don't know. Again, I'm trying not to be too emotional. I think we're all the Giants fans are trying not to be. You know, our defense, I don't know why we are trash. I don't know where the intensity is. Carl Banks called out Dexter Lawrence today, said that no one respects him. You know, there's some truth to that because, you know, I'm always calling out, talking about leaders. When you look back at our teams that won the Super Bowl, when you had Strahan, you had OC, you know, you had Justin Tuck, you know, Kiwanuka, you had guys there, Antonio Pierce. It was like all of them. They were all leaders. They all had intensity behind them. You know, the Super Bowl, the wins don't happen if they don't play with that intensity, and take that intensity to get after Tom Brady. You know, our cornerbacks, man, our secondary is trash. Our secondary is horrible. Deontay Banks, God, man, you know, just terrible. Just terrible. I mean, God damn. It's a shame that we got our guys hurt. You know, Holland, Adebo, and Adebo is, you know, iffy. You know, but I just, where are the leaders? Brian Burns looks like he is just completely. He's doing his thing. 10 sacks. He's leading. He's doing his thing. But you know, you look at him. He's pissed off, and you know, and he's towing the line. He's saying all the right things, but you know he was pissed last week. against Denver when they only rushed 3. You know he was pissed about that. But he's toeing the line. He's saying all the right things. Um, but I don't want the guys to say the right things. I want guys called out. When that 2nd and 31 came and you allowed 34 yards, where the hell is the leader on the defense that is calling the guys out on the field, not off the field? Not off the field, not behind closed doors. Where's the one that's on the field talking to his players, demanding, saying that this is bullshit? Where is that? I don't know. Dexter, you walk around, you give your interviews, and you just is it that you're just so dejected and so fed up, you just don't care? I mean, not to say that we wouldn't blame you with our coaching, with what's been happening, but there's no reason for us to be as bad as we are. There really isn't. I know we have injuries. We all know that, but we should be better than this. But again, Shane Bowen, when you have a defensive coordinator, guys don't believe in, they don't adopt his personality. That's where you need a Dan Campbell. You need that type of coach, someone that brings that intensity. Some people don't like him, but that's where John Gruden comes in and brings something different, a different level of intensity, different expectations, a refusal to accept bullshit, and lackluster play, right? And when we were great, Tom Coughlin, he didn't accept it, right? Some players couldn't handle it, Tiki couldn't handle it. He didn't like it. So he retired. And what happened? We won the Super Bowl. Sometimes you need that type of coach. You need that. And we clearly need that. I think our players would respond to that. But, like I said, I had 24 hours. The officiating was a joke. Didn't lose because of the officiating. But 7-7, that is a fumble. You never know. We could be up 14-7, change the nature of the game. You don't know, right? So I don't know who's being paid. I don't know what's going on, but something was going on. My last thought, maybe one of the players will see this someday, this week, I don't know, but I think it's an indictment. I think it's an indictment that our 2 rookies, Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterville, are coming and have brought a level of intensity each and every game. I think it's an indictment on the other players and on the veterans. I don't want to hear anything about, they've been in it, they're maybe they just, they're fed up or whatever the case. We have some life. We have been scoring on offense every week. We get better every week. Imagine if we didn't lose players. Imagine if we didn't lose Malik Neighbors. Imagine if our receivers weren't dropping passes, key passes. But our offense is doing its thing. For the first time in how many seasons, we're not losing games because of our offense. We had that one bad game in New Orleans. We know that. 5 turnovers. But other than that, we are scoring points. We're scoring points. Our offense, we're not losing because of our offense. We're losing because of our defense. We're losing because I'm looking for the leader. Everyone keeps, talk about Abdul Carter. He's not doing enough. You know what? Abdul Carter's playing. He's playing just fine. What does he need to do in the offseason? He needs to bulk up, right? He needs to bulk up. But he's a rookie. But he's in there. He's doing his thing. He's having an impact. Dexter Lawrence, man, come on. Where are you at? I know this is not the first time you're getting double teamed. You were getting double teamed last season too. So what's up? Are you hurt? What's the problem? You guys that come in, Roches Nunez comes in and look at what he does. And then again, it's the fire. It's the fire that they come in with. I think it's an indictment on the veterans that Cam and Jackson Dart are coming in there, and they have this passion that bleeds, that it just permeates. I mean, the whole offense, they feed off of that. And you know who else feeds off of that? The fans. The fans feed off of it. And then the fans get loud. You know, we get loud. We're into the game. You know, we become that 12th man when you're playing at home, right? So, I don't know. It's frustrating. We are what our record is. We know we should have a better record than this. Defense is giving up what? 3 games? 3 games. I mean, come on. So we should have at least 5 wins, right? At least 5 wins. I don't know what to say, but you know, we'll be here. We'll be watching. Sitting, watching next week. 49ers. Another team that we can beat. We've shown that we can beat top teams. We've just given the games away. You know, next man up, Tracy. You got to do your thing. Offensive line, continue to hold up. Jackson Dart. Receivers, make the plays, make the calls, stop letting things fly through the fingers. And defense, god damn, when the hell are y'all going to stop and look at the tape and get fucking disgusted and stop and say, look, we can't allow this shit anymore? Where the hell is the defensive leader that's gonna say that and demand it? Because it damn sure ain't Shane Bowen, and I don't see it being Brian Daboll. So who is it gonna be? Hey, Sundays, I don't work on the weekends. Call me up. I'll come get you fired up. All right, Giant fans, take it easy. Big Blue Brotherhood, Keith, my boy. We'll be back at it next week watching. Everyone like and subscribe. All right? Big Blue Brotherhood. Another one down. Peace.